Hello, and welcome back to Spiritual Astrology. So it's definitely been it's been a while. You know, uh, I took some time off to focus on my life, maybe more than ever. And it's very strange to be 31 and at a better place mentally than you were at when you were 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Saturn doesn't really mess around, but it's also not as bad as a lot of people say it is. Anyway, so I wanted to just kind of update everyone. I believe I will be making a new channel. I think that's my next step. I think that seems like the most obvious thing to do for me in a good way, not just like, oh, I need to do this. But also, I have a strong, my astrology chart really sets me up to go for what my highest good is. So I'm continually going towards what is good for me spiritually, but not saying I'm best at it. I have a Leo South Node. But yes, I feel like it's time. The world's gone through a lot of transformation with Uranus and Pluto trining each other in Earth signs. Um, uh, I've been dealing with a lot of stuff. It's so funny. Every time I want to talk about how I've been feeling, it's like, oh, I can't because we've all been going through stuff, which is kind of silly. So I've been talking about how I feel. I've always been like that, and I feel like it's important. It doesn't matter if the whole world's falling apart, you don't just shut up. Like, that's why so many people are stressed right now. Other than if you look at the planets, I'm sure there's definitely something going on in the air. Right now in the air and earth signs, which is my chart's heavy with earth and air, so that's why I understand and But I like it's funny that during my Saturn return and right before it, I feel like the world was like in a good place, but I was like not. And then as soon as this whole thing went down with the world, I don't even need to say the word. Like if I bring up anything around now, you know what it's about. Like it's all over the news. People are dying and like it's not fun. So yeah, I'm making a new channel to kind of, start afresh. This one, I know this one was mostly for my videos about like the placements in the moon series and the Mars series I made. But then I my videos were kind of scattered. They weren't really always set in the same place. I was going through a lot of changes, moving and everything. And now that I'm back in the province in Canada that I was born in the city that I was born in, I feel like I've gone, like, it's 10 years later, and I feel like it's kind of like a 10-year cycle for me. I feel like we all go through like 8-year cycles with Saturn, but for me, it's a very significant, like, okay, you had your first apartment 10 years ago. You started university 10 years ago. Like, it's just, I made a whole bunch of friends 10 years ago. We're not talking anymore. It's like it died off. And it's like really at a feeling for my life that I need to start to bounce up again and start something new. And it feels like everything's been kind of slowly pushing towards that. And that's what Saturn will do. It'll make you reevaluate a lot of things, but not in a bad way. It just kind of opens your mind up to things that you put aside, that you kind of forgot that you put aside. So anyone out there going through their Saturn return or dealing with any other issues, comment below about what you think, what planetary placements and transits are affecting your life or the whole world at large, and maybe some advice. I don't know, like that'll help. People definitely need to be doing a lot of self-care right now. Like that's super important, and it's been brought up countless times, and I feel like it's been something that has been needing to be brought up for a lot of people, me included. Capricorn. But I think water signs might be better at this whole natural self-care thing. But the thing is that as a human, it's difficult to navigate self-care because we are egocentric beings, and as much as the ego has become my enemy in my life, I think I need to be upfront about how the ego is also something that helps us and it guides us. But anyway, I could go on and on about that. But yeah, we're such an egocentric society. No matter how empathetic you are, you've got to realize that it's our culture that reflects our sense of self. And the ego is somehow tied up in that, and it's supposed to be this dark thing, but ultimately, everyone's ego is leading us in a specific way, and the stars are guiding that. And I definitely believe that. I just want to know, why I had to grow up in a society that deemed that not okay. Like, it's weird. My whole life trajectory, it's been as if I've been setting up, like, putting myself in front of people that belong to the old way of living, like the American dream, or the false beliefs. It was all good in its intention, but in reality, in the bigger picture, it's not realistic. So I keep having to be the person to be like, hey, you're wrong. And that's my Aquarius North Node, making me, forcing me to step out of my shell and actually do something for the world, and at least bring information for people to change, and get your minds opened and start seeing things in a different way, which I think is super important. I don't think a lot of people talk about it enough, and it needs to be brought up. I think maybe my new channel should be that. I'm still thinking about different things I can do for this channel. Mostly, I just know that I want to have high quality videos with my new camera and in my new apartment with good backgrounds. Not a lot of moving around. Maybe I'll film here quite a lot. I could have moved those cups. I think that might have helped too. But anyway, everything in my apartment is yellow, brown, and teal, and earthy. But I'll show you guys that later. Maybe I'll film over there. I think that's a good place I could film. It says cabin. It's not a cabin, it's an apartment, but anyway, thank you guys for watching this video. It's very much me rambling. I'm still getting on my feet, but I could just delete this video and then film another one, and then delete it and then film another one. But no, I don't really do that. I think art is important to be. You can't overanalyze art, and I know that I'm capable of overanalyzing. I'll take some advice if you have any comments on what I could do with my channel. If there's people out there that are looking for information, astrological or spiritual, whatever. I want to know what they want to know. So then I can research it and you can research it. We can talk about it. Like, that's what I'm all about. I'm like, none of us have the answer. Maybe some of us are we have some sort of answer that makes sense for us. But I think that's the most important thing, is to find something that makes sense for you. So if you believe in astrology, I appreciate you watching this channel and learning along with me about this weird subject that we're not really sure. Like, it came from the Middle East, Mesopotamia, whatever, but astrology, where'd it come from? Like, the aliens, did they come tell us, hey, the stars, they're affecting you? Anyway, thank you for watching.
Bye.